Today we are going to take the last question on the series of 21, question 11 to 20, and today we are going to be talking about what are the steps in principal component analysis. So the first thing I want you to know is that principal component analysis is again the composition of the covariance matrix. Again, I need to write it correctly. Again, the composition. So if you have this definition in mind, then you'll be able to understand the steps we are going to outline. Again, the composition of the covariance matrix. Okay, so let's say you have the data set given as a vector x of items. The covariance matrix is given as cov x is the same as x transpose x, right? So the first step is obtain the covariance matrix xt of x. The next thing you want to do is to perform eigen decomposition, and you then obtain the eigenvectors that can give given as this, and then w. So you have a set of eigenvalues and you have eigenvector pair. So this is what happens when you perform a decomposition. You obtain the eigenvalues and a set of eigenvectors. So now this can define another matrix which is given by T, let's say T, relating to the original matrix. You multiply by the set of eigenvectors you have here, which also have eigenvalues. So in step 3, you choose K. K is less than M. And what is M? M times, so let me write it correctly. N by M is the original matrix A has dimension N by M, right? So where M is the number of features in X. So once you now choose K to be less than M. After choosing K to be less than M, you now specify then define the dimension of the reduced data set. I've explained it. So K is now the number of principal components of PCs, while M is a original number of features, right, in the original data set. So at this point, you've actually reduced from M to K. So that is the procedure for principal component analysis. I put the procedure in my website, and there are these 4 steps. If you can define these 4 steps and give minimal notation to them, then most likely you will make very good answer to this question. So I'd like to thank you for viewing, and this concludes this set of questions. And in the next set, we are now going to look at question 21 to 30, and we are going to look more into factor analysis, maybe look at rotations, the concept of rotations, and then see other concepts in data science. And I would also like to remind you to subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment. And so that will be it. So we'll see you in the next lesson.